This TV program is intended for educational and awareness purposes only and solely as a self-help tool for your own use. The information provided in or through this TV program is in no way intended to be a substitute for the professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment provided by your own medical provider or mental health provider. You agree and acknowledge that Joy Unleashed International TV hosts and guests are not providing medical advice, mental health advice, or religious advice in any way. Always seek the advice of your own medical provider and or mental health provider regarding any questions or concerns that you might have to pertain to your own mental health.
Choosing to distinguish our strengths, our flukes, our weaknesses, and our individuality is the perfect gift we can give to the world. So, why don't we step into becoming the best version of ourselves? It doesn't matter what problems we are dealing, but the way we are dealing can significantly make a difference. The book intends to bring awareness to people on rediscovering themselves and aims to teach coping mechanisms to help them live a life without anxiety and depression. Based on the author's real-life story, the book will guide readers on the journey of understanding and rediscovering self and the freedom that comes with it. Grab your copies now.
From the author of the book Joy Unveiled, Unraveling the Key to Happiness, comes a radio show that talks about mental health awareness and balanced lifestyle that complements your goals and desires. Welcome to Healthy Mind, Healthy Heart, and You. Your Ate Ruth will simply provide the tools you need. Healthy Mind, Healthy Heart, and You.
My. It's time for our flowers to bloom. This month is something that brings life and new births. Let's talk about this birthday celebrants that's born in May, known to be ambitious and works extremely hard in what they believe in. They leave no stone unturned when trying to achieve their goals and dreams. This is what makes them quite successful people wherever they go. Their determination to do things properly and wholeheartedly is very impressive quality. Those are the May born. Welcome to Joy Unleashed, Healthy Hearts and Healthy Minds. Today is May 22nd. It's a long weekend here in Canada. So, last week we had some glitches. And today, thankfully, our guests are so patient and they're here again to bring us more about the topic on partner abuse. It's a very delicate topic, ladies and gentlemen. So, but first, we're going to do the shout outs. Of course, there's birthday wishes to Fable Morris of California, Roland Duran of Philippines, Francis Hernandez of Chicago, Dr. Christina Gamo, Marian Pambuena, Waghorn of New Zealand, Eric Poblete, Grace Gavino, Boy at the Coppin of Brampton, Mr. Poncho Parmizana, sir, happy birthday, Linda Stanko, Sylvia De Oliveira, Hallie Francis of New York, Lindsay Ireland, Sandra Soriano of Philippines, Helena Machado, Laura Lynn, and to beautiful mother who turned 92, Mrs. Concepcion Hernandez of Staten Island, New York. Happy birthday! And also, best wishes to Bob and Paula of Buffalo, New York. So mga kaibigan, while I was browsing to the YouTube to look for some songs, here's something that really touched my heart. It was a concert that was held in Australia and that I thought will touch us and brings us close to our homeland, the Philippines. Especially now, it's post-election, so it's time now to settle and do things that we ought to do. So to all those OFWs, expats, Pinoy immigrants, and all those who keep the Philippine economy strong through their padala, thank you so very much. Here's Leah Salonga's Hahanapin Ko, live from Sydney, 2021.
Who's Filipino in this house tonight? So, pretty much everybody. I ask because there's a song that we're going to perform tonight, and it's a song that's really very special to me because it perfectly captures the feeling that every Filipino that has left the motherland feels. And this is something I can absolutely relate to, as still today I leave the country when there are wonderful opportunities waiting for me away from home. And I'm sure that many of you here tonight feel this same way, that where there is opportunity, that is where we must go. But there is still a little part of the heart that will always remain tethered to home. So for everyone here of Filipino descent, this one is for you.
Hahanapin ko ang awit at tinig mo pag nalayo sa'yo. Hahanapin ko ang halakhak mo kahit na kung saang dako. Hahanapin ko umaga, tanghali, gabi, dahil hindi kita lilimutin kahit na sandali. Hahanapin ko ang sikat ng araw mo pag nalayo sa'yo. Hahanapin ko dagat mo at buwan, ang tag-araw at tag-ulan. Hahanapin sa timog hilaga kanluran. Hahanapin ko sa pangingibang bayan. O sa aking paglayo, dadalhin sa aking paglipat, babaunin init ng iyong araw, sinag ilaw at luningning sa aking paglayo, dadalhin ang lahat at nang di na
Canada treats you to a whole new fiesta for 2022. This time, the party is extra special because we're celebrating Filipino heritage in 5 different cities: Vaughan, Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara, Montreal. This year, the festivities is tremendously huge. That showcases family-friendly Filipino festival. Don't miss the happiest cultural celebration in the world. From the eye clinic that introduces unique, funky, and fashionable eyewear, 7 taon na ang nakakaraan, continues to deliver. Sunny Optical is the one. Patuloy at tuloy-tuloy ang alagang makabayan, serbisyong Canadian. If you're looking for the distinctive, innovative, and coveted frames and sunglasses, Sunny Optical now serves our patrons much better. At dahil may Pinoy optometrist and optician that can speak Tagalog, alam namin ang pangangailangan nyo. 2 locations, 1 vision. They accept direct billing with insurance companies. In Ontario, we are located at First Markham Place, 3255 Highway 7 East, Unit 166. In Thornhill, we are at 1 Promenade Circle, Y007 at TNT Supermarket Entrance. Kita-kita na lang kabayan at Sunny Optical. Feel free to contact us, 905-7311-999. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Action Honda, where car ownership is made easy. Located at 4334 Kingston Road, Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Come to Action Honda. Whether bibili ka o hindi, it's always a pleasure to talk to our kababayan. Mabuhay!
Great car deals in action. Your Filipino friend ready at your service. Test drive at Action Honda today.
After 2 years of quarantines, lockdowns, and separations due to COVID-19, finally, Canada slowly and now surely is reopening. But experts say another pandemic of femicide and domestic violence has been quietly raging across the country. True enough. And there's proof to that based on reports, and statistics. The shadow pandemic, which is gender-based violence, is quietly spreading like cancer. They are silent, but you can see it, hear it from the eyes and voices of people living it, especially women out there. Where is this stemming from? Tonight, my friends and viewers, we have 2 experts on this field, Inspector Lisa Hewison of Peel Police and Shelina Jeshani of the Peel Dufferin Catholic Family Service. Welcome to Joy Unleashed, Healthy Hearts and Healthy Minds. Hello, Shelina and Lisa. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
I'm so glad and delighted, actually very much honored for you guys to join here. First, I would like to congratulate Shelina for your promotion.
Oh, well, thank you.
My God, you're now a director.
That's right.
So
yes.
That's an honor for me. And also, my gosh, Lisa, Inspector. I was liking that word, Staff Sergeant Lisa. But now you're Inspector, even much better, right? Yes. 2 very much empowered women. So I'm very curious about yourselves. Like, tell me about you, Shelina.
Well, I have been with Catholic Family Services, Peel Dufferin, since 2003 in various different positions. I have a master's in social work and many years of experience in the area of gender-based violence. I am a Peel resident. I am a proud mom of a 15-year-old. And, I truly believe that the work that we need to do in our community to combat intimate partner violence can only be done if we do it together. And so I strongly believe in our collaborations and our partnerships, as this is not one organization's mandate to do, but collectively is something we need to do together. So hence my title as Director of Collaborations and Partnerships. So I'm very excited to be embarking in this area of work.
And how about you, Lisa?
So my name's Lisa Hewison, and I'm an inspector with the Regional Police. And I've been a police officer with Peel for 25 years, got hired in 1997, where I started my journey as a police officer. And I've done many different things throughout those years. But presently is one of my, this is the top part of my career where I'm so happy to be because we're making so much impact. Yeah, and I'm just excited to be here and with my partner here, Shelina.
Yes. So, oh my goodness, I'm so glad to have you both here. Over 25 years of experience in this field. I'm so interested to hear what brought you together to this field. You know, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of dedication and focus to collaborate in this field. You're a police officer, you're a social worker. What made you draw to each other and get into this cause?
Well, for me, creating the Intimate Partner Violence Unit was something that's new to Peel Regional Police. And it was something that our new Chief Dariappa, had asked me that he would like to see a change in our service delivery for how we handled intimate partner violence cases, and that we needed to have a standalone intimate partner violence unit where it's a team of dedicated investigators who their primary job is to investigate domestic violence cases. And so I started that unit, and when I was looking at different models across the country, there was models where they use the Family Justice Center model, where you have police embedded with social services, where you can have that wraparound care for survivors and victims. And it was a new concept for us, and it was something that if we're going to start a unit, we might as well do it right the first time. And so I reached out to the partners at the SAFE Center, and that's when I first met Shelina and Sharon Main Devine, and we started the conversation.
Back in 2008, we as a community came together to really start looking at the way we were responding and supporting victims of domestic violence. And we recognized that, one, there was a lot of duplication, but there was a lot of silo work that was happening. And so we began to investigate what other models existed. And that's when we also started to explore the Family Justice Center model that started in San Diego. And now there are hundreds of these centers that look different across the world. But we really wanted to figure out what did folks need in our community and what were some best practices. And really, it's about the opportunity to come together and work across sectors. And so that we can really collaborate and cut down on the silo work that was happening and reduce those duplications and be more responsive to the needs of victims and their families. And so we started really working towards what that would look like. And again, with the strong leadership from Peel Regional Police, the opportunity to sit together and start visioning around how that would work if we were to be able to integrate our services. And with the dedicated IPV unit through Peel Regional Police, really being trained in the area of IPV, trauma-informed, being here at the Safe Center, being in plain clothes, there isn't police signage everywhere. So all those factors that can bring intimidation down. So victims feel comfortable to come into the Safe Center, knowing that if they want to talk to police, then that is an option for them. And it is always the victim's choice on whether she wants to involve the police or not.
Wow. So I see that there's a lot of field work in this. And talking about that, when we talk about women's violence or abuse, there's a lot of emotions, being involved. There's fear, there's anger, and there's shame. So based on what you've experienced on that field, what are some challenges from among the women? What make them I would say there's a gap or a barrier? What holds them to talk to you? And how do you get that out of them?
Yeah. Ruth, it's a complicated situation for many women, right? And as you named them, there are a lot of things that are happening. And a lot of barriers that are in place. Shame is one of the biggest ones. Not knowing who to talk to, what's available, what are those supports. Sometimes it's even not understanding that what's happening in my relationship is violence. And we know that we work with many women who have concerns, of course, around the impacts of potential separation, or impacts of police involvement could have on their children or on their extended family, on their family's reputation in the community. All of these things play a factor in. We also know that in relationships where violence exists, that it isn't violent 24 hours a day, that there are cycles in this relationship where there's that honeymoon stage where things are going well. This is the partner that I want to be with. This is the partner I remember. And then things start turning and escalating, and violence may come into the picture again. And when we talk to women, women tell us that we don't want the relationship to end. We just want the violence to stop. And so by knowing about services and supports in the community, women have an opportunity to get that help, get that support, help them understand what their rights are, what's available to them, help them with even a safety plan. So if there is something that is happening or escalating, how do they keep themselves and their children safe? But there are multiple barriers. And in a region like Peel region, where we have, a high newcomer population, we do know that sometimes there are language barriers, there are cultural barriers. We also know that there are different, sometimes understanding of what police can do or can't do, trust in the system. So there are a lot of things that we are constantly taking note of, correcting with important information and accurate information. So again, that people have the right information to make the decision that makes the most sense for them and their children. And that is the most important thing that we can do, is to let people know that we're here and they're not alone.
Oh, thank you. So this question is for Lisa, the women in uniform. Imagine that, women out there as well trying to tell their stories, and then they see you in their uniform. That must be some barrier there already. Do you find that women are scared with people who are wearing uniforms, or they're more quiet? Because, when they see police, they would normally probably think like, they're going to take my children away from me, or they're going to take my husband, or those kind of thoughts play in mind. So what do you think? I mean,
of course, yeah, there's a lot of barriers because of when we wear the uniform. But but that's something that we've tried to change with having this unit. So all my investigators do work in plain clothes, so there is no uniform. The other barrier that we removed is we know that women and other victims of intimate partner violence are afraid to go into a police station. So that's why they work out of the Davis Center and the Safe Center Peel, where it's a community-based building. So they don't have to go into a police station. And they can know that it's a safe place to come, where the offender, they will never be dealt with here. The offender will be dealt with at a police station. So there's that separation. So they know that they can come here and be safe, and they can do everything here. I have interview rooms here for the officers, so they can do the complete investigation with the survivor, and they don't have to go to that police station. So that's a huge barrier that's been removed, and we're trying to get that out into the community, that this is a change that we've done for how we deal with intimate partner violence. So that's important to get out to the community, that there is that change, and we're trying to break down those barriers and make it easier for women to come forward and report that we're trying to take those fears away. And with the officers having all this training, trauma-informed training, all the work that we're doing with our community partners, we can alleviate those concerns that they may have and the misconceptions that's out there about police, about that we take their kids away. That's everything. Work very closely with PLCAS as well, and so that's a big factor too, that we understand that can be a barrier. So we want to take away all those misconceptions and know that we're here to help and support them to get them on that path to healing.
Oh, that is so much the reason why I really had to invite you, and I was so really adamant you come, because there's a lot of women out there, a lot of who needs help.
Yes, there are.
You remarried couple, especially now that there's COVID, when you are drawn together in one room, and not everyone is big houses, and you are forced to deal with each other 24/7. Used to be 7 hours only. Can you imagine that? And with all the children in there, so that is also, I think, a major cause why our divorce rates are so high. And it's so sad to know that there are women out there that has no other avenue because of shame, because of fear. And it's something that, we want to ensure and assure the rest of the women that, there are avenues like you. So Shelina, tell me about where can we find you?
So the Safe Center Peel is located at 60 West Drive in Brampton, and it is located in the Honorable William G. Davis Center for Families. And, as I mentioned earlier, it is a collaboration of 16 partner organizations, 9 of those partners who live together and integrate our work together. And I just want to take a moment, Ruth, to tell you a little bit about what integration means at the Safe Center. So we use that word, and I'm not sure if everybody knows what we mean by that. But when we started looking at this model, and we talked to survivors in our community, and we talked to service providers in our community, we heard over and over again that women were tired of telling their story over and over to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. Women told us they were tired of being told that now they have to go across town to another service, and then they have to go to another place on the other side of town, and they have to take their small children sometimes with them, with the lack of finances. And as I said earlier, maybe even with cultural barriers or language barriers that interrupt their ability to navigate, all these different systems. So when we say integration at the Safe Center, when a woman comes into the Safe Center, she tells her story once. We all do training, and we use the same risk assessment tool. This is really important, because when one of our partner agencies talks about risk, it's really important that the other partner agency understands exactly what you mean when you say high risk. and I say high risk, we should be speaking the same language. And so by us using one risk assessment tool, we eliminate that assumptions or guesswork that might happen in understanding what that means. That's really important. So there's one file. And so when she comes in and we meet with her, we make sure she's safe. We do a safety plan with her. We assess the level of risk. And then we help to understand, what are her goals? What is she hoping to achieve? What does she need? She's always in the driver's seat. This is a client-centered environment. And so with that, we help her understand what the options are, what those resources are, and we hold her hand as we navigate her to the next service that she may need to work with. And with her consent, we share that information so that service provider doesn't have to start asking her all the same questions again. They start with what the need is and know that the story is already there. That's really important.
So are there translators?
So a number of our partner organized own staff have multiple languages that we offer services in. We also utilize the interpretive services if we do require it. But at Catholic Family Services Peel Dufferin alone, we have 12 different languages that we represent. And through Peel Regional Police Intimate Partner Violence, my goodness, there's so many languages there as well.
We have 14 different languages between all the officers that work in the unit, and it's a very diverse unit on its own as well. So I'm pretty sure between the two of us, we got a lot of this covered off.
Mm-hmm. Well, back to you, Lisa. I listened to the podcast way back in 2021, and that was really interesting. And what can you say? What prompted you? Or is there a story you can tell us about what prompted you to be on that field? Like, what bring you in this field of women's abuse, of this partnering assault unit?
Well, even the reason why I wanted to join policing to begin with, a lot of us join because we want to help people, and because we've had experiences in our past or experiences that have happened in our own families and with friends, and we want to be that person that could be that voice for those who don't have a voice, and to help others. And so that was my main driving force. So when I got this opportunity to start this unit, it was something that I'm very passionate about, and I wanted to make that difference and make this unit something that stood apart from all the rest in the country. And even when I was looking to pick the unit, because it was something right brand new, when I started, it was for 40 constable positions. And when I was put the posting out to the service, there was 166 applicants.
Wow.
So that just shows there's a lot of people within our service who are passionate about helping people in this area of intimate partner violence. And when myself and my detective sergeant, when we're listening to all the interviews, when we're doing the selections, we've heard many stories of survivors themselves, and that's why they wanted to be a part of this unit, either survivors of intimate partner violence or sexual violence of themselves, or they witnessed their mothers, their sisters, their aunts experience this. And so it was something that people have a passion for, and when they have that, these are the people that you want in this unit, because they're going to have that compassion and empathy to really support survivors in this area.
This is what I say. It's like mental health, There's something that this abuse starts from home. You witness it, you actually get numb, and somehow it's like a chain effect on it. And that's why it's really very important. It's hardly a lot of women like yourself who go out there and tell people about what and how to make a difference in their lives. So right now we know that there's an avenue. And I thank you so much for that. There's a lot of people coming in. We have a lot of refugees coming in from war, and we have a lot of OFWs as well. with this pandemic that really impacted all of us. I would say it's a PTSD mini.
Yeah.
It is. Like, even it's unprecedented, and we really didn't know what to do with it. It's only now that we're slowly recovering from it. That's also the main reason why I had to do this show, because I felt like we can reach out there. There's a lot, although even just for one viewer, and if it meant something to them, I'm already happy. So your cause is something that is a lot, that has a lot of takeaways for all our viewers, especially those who are here in PL region. To know that there's a center out there that they can go to. They don't have to worry about the language. They don't have to worry about the stereotyping. They just have to go there and talk. So let me ask you something. When they go there, do you have, like, when you say partnering corporations, does that mean that they're also going to be provided for marriage counseling, family counseling? Is that what you mean by it?
So when I say the partners, it's all of our different member social service agencies who come together. So at the Safe Center, we have, we have Victim Services of Peel, we have Catholic Family Services, Peel Dufferin, we have Indus Community Services, we have Roots Community Services, we have Peel Children's Aid, we have Catholic Cross Cultural Services, we have Oasis Center, the FEM. So we have a number of organizations who are working together. And the beauty of that is that when a woman comes in, and as we work with her and identify that there are other needs that she has or that her family has, for example, addictions or mental health or other family counseling needs, all of these partner organizations can make those referrals back to their home organizations. So, for example, at Catholic Family Services Peel Dufferin, we offer individual, couple, and family therapy. We also have group programs. We also lead the services for children who've witnessed violence in the home. And so there's opportunity as we support her through the Safe Center to also be thinking beyond the Safe Center and what the needs of this family may be, and how we get them access to those services and supports.
I am so proud to be Canadian. I'd say to have all this help, to have all these grants and to have all these avenues for all our needs. Actually, I mean, that's a privilege, and to have you again on the show is my honor. So I hope to all of you women out there and for all of you families, that you can go somewhere and there's an avenue. So again, the office or the center is in 60 West Drive.
Correct.
And it's the Honorable William G. Davis Center for Families. And which suite is that again?
It is on the lower level, and it's very easy to find. If you come into the building, it is very accessible, and there's lots of supports to direct you. I don't want to give you the wrong suite number, so you get to 60 West Drive and you get to the Safe Center. Absolutely.
Oh, I would like to witness one of those. Like, I would like to go there myself.
Yes, you must come in for a tour, Ruth. We'd be happy to give you a tour of the location, and you can see all of the amazing things that happen at the Safe Center. We also have our child minding room, which is the place where women can bring their children, so that as women are getting the support and information that they need, children are in a child-friendly environment where they're safe and they can play and they don't need to be in the room listening to adult details, and just be kids. And that's so important for our families and for our children. So when you come to the Safe Center, you get an opportunity to see the fun place to be, and that's our child minding space. But you also see the amazing donations we get from the community. We have a food cupboard so that women can come in and get food and diapers and formula, and any of those essentials that they need to just keep them going on their feet. So, happy to have you come, Ruth, and take a look.
Wow. I'm already blown away with all these things, because I'm oblivious to these things. All I do is disseminate information, but really, I need to be out there in the field and see what you guys do and witness all this, because my heart feels for those who are out there silently and alone. You don't have to be alone. There's always an avenue,
That's right.
You can always smile, but smile doesn't work all the time. So sometimes there's sadness, there's happiness, so it's just about letting it out, talk about it. We don't have to go to prison for it. For one thing.
Well, and I think it's really important that sometimes women just want to talk to somebody to hear, that someone is there, and that other women have experienced this and are experiencing this, and that they're not alone. The worst feeling is the isolation, not knowing what to do, where to go. Will anyone believe me? All of those things. Will I be judged? And we really want women to know in our community that we are here. We're here for them. We're here for their families. We want people to be able to be safe, have healthy relationships, and come and seek out service and support early so that the police don't need to get involved. That is, our ultimate goal. But if the police have to get involved, then we want them to be the unit that we have now. And we just celebrated 1 year of the new IPV unit. And, it's been working so great in terms of how we're integrating and working together, informing each other of those challenges and barriers, as well as, just trying to figure out how do we do this together. Intimate partner violence is not a woman's problem. This is a community problem. And the only way we're going to be able to address it is if we work together as a community.
I agree to that. Oh my goodness. But we're running out of time again. So really, thank you so much for all the input, comments, and all the information. I am pretty sure a lot of our viewers today have a lot of takeaways. So ladies and gentlemen, friends, viewers, thank you so much. And Shelina, congratulations again. And Lisa, more power to you both, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you. We appreciate the time.
So in closing, and so we've reached this end of the episode, and where we talked about women's abuse, how it looks, and where it came from. Let us also consider a few number of men that are victims of abuse also. The children, elderly, the LGBTQ. So in general, however, family violence is considered to be any form of abuse, mistreatment, or neglect that a child or adult experiences from a family member or from someone with whom they have an intimate relationship. All family violence is wrong. Some of it is against the law. Family violence can cause a number of serious health and social problems across the lifespan. And to name a few, there's injury, physical injury, mental injury, anxiety, suicide attempts, PTSD, the post-traumatic stress disorder, depression and loneliness, problems with relationships, alcohol and drug abuse, and there's so many more. It is then very important to know what abuse is, or the forms of abuse out there. Everyone can help stop family violence. Everyone needs to be part of the solution to stop family violence. Take action. We all have our own stories to tell. And for more information about family violence and where to seek help, go to www.canada.ca and search for family violence. Let me leave you with these wise words from Marianne Woodman. Storytelling is at the heart of life. And finding our own story, we assemble all the parts of ourselves. Whatever kind of mess we have made of it, we can somehow see the totality of who we are and recognize how our blunderings are related. We can own what we did and value who we are, not because of the outcome, but because of the soul story that propelled us. And before we bring our featured guest tonight, here's happy birthday to Jersey boys, Joel, Rolando, William, Yuri, and Angelo. So glad to see friends celebrate milestones together in Jersey. Cheers to you. And we'll close the show with a song away from France. Joyeux anniversaire, Flo Robimoth. Here's Billy Romance, the drama queen.
I used to be a drama queen, always crying over you. I used to touch a drama queen, now I know what I gotta do. I bought it like it's free, got nothing much to lose. Cause when you left, you took everything from me, but all the feelings I have for you. I have for you. I'm trying to forget how I'm just your ex, how you already moved on to the next. I'm trying to forget how good the sex, I hope to never more different kinds of feelings, all different kinds of feelings, all different kinds of feelings. I feel I need to come clean, but I never get over you. But I'm just a drama queen, and I know what I gotta do. I party like a king, so that I can feel good. Cause when you left, you put it all on me,